Alright, I've got another one of my normal items I'm constructing as I talk about, or I guess I reflect on. This is a reflection on getting a meningitis immunization in approximately 2009-2010. Meningitis, it was an optional immunization, and it's a swelling of the brain. To such an extent that it actually can cause severe damage. And I got my skeletal dog. I'm Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, and today's Thursday, 25 September 2025. I got my American football ring, and I got a Franz English muffin here. And I've got some margarine. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of margarine, and then a pack of mixed fruit jelly, which is grapes and apples per packaging, and then a Concord grape jelly, and they're both Smucker's brand. All right, so I was nearing the completion of high school, if I'm recalling correctly, and I had, I growing up, I attended public school, so we were required to get immunizations like polio, measles, mumps, and rubella, tetanus, and I think I had recently gotten a tetanus booster, and they were like, do you want, and tetanus of everything I've gotten, so that stuff, plus meningitis, plus yellow fever, plus the malaria stuff, plus the tuberculosis stuff, like immunizations and or testing kind of thing. Tetanus was the one I actually negatively reacted to. So it's like, if I could drop one, I would drop that one, and if I could add one, I would add rabies, and that kind of thing. For real, it's that simple. And so meningitis came along, and it was an optional one, and nobody in my family had a meningitis immunization, and so I didn't really know how I would react to it. Not that like I was the only person in my family to negatively react to tetanus, so I was like, not that that'll help, kind of thing. So I decided to get it. It was prevalent on college campuses and stuff. And that kind of thing. And I think I even encountered it on my grad school visits. One of the schools back in like 2015, there was like a meningitis flare up in like Oregon or something like that. I did not look into it when I was there. It was one that it was kind of needle in arm type vaccination for an immunization. And I had no problems at the time, and I've had no problems since, so far as I'm aware, that are related to the immunization. So in that sense, it did its job well. In terms of international travel, it was not required for travel. However, because I did study abroad in South Africa in 2012, and it was kind of a college age, people going to college, and I was going to study abroad in South Africa. It was like a, it wasn't a required, but it was like a little bit of a, it's a good one to have. In America, it's a good one to have, so going to Africa, we hope it's also a good one to have there as well. I'd say a general note, so here we go, is that making the effort of staying on top of my immunizations, including those tetanus boosters, made my going to and studying abroad in South Africa in 2012 less cumbersome. I didn't have a bunch of immunizations to get because I hadn't been getting them when I should. That's good. It's sweet, kind of buttery. So this Country Crock margarine, I did 2 tablespoons, which is 20% of my vitamin A for the day. It's a 2 tablespoons is 100 calories, which 1 tablespoon of butter is 100 calories. Can think of like margarine in that sense being a little bit of like diluted butter, kind of like fat-free milk for milk. It's good. I'll give it maybe like a 19 out of 10. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this dining with me, Tanis Coralee of Seattle, and for this kind of sweet and savory eats and a reflection on getting a meningitis immunization in approximately 2009-2010.